What's up, guys? Back again with another video. Today I'm gonna give you my 5 photography mistakes that I made when I started out photography in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My first mistake was believing that my gear that I had wasn't good enough for what I was doing. For me, I discouraged myself that I wasn't I wasn't taking good pictures, I wasn't doing a good job because of the gear I used. And me, that's something that you don't want to do unless you have a cinematographer, a vlogger, a cinematographer, a vlogger, a photographer. Don't matter. Your gear is just fine. So if you have a cell phone that's you doing all your work on, that you vlogging on, that you're doing your pictures on, or whatever the case may be, you can even be filmmaking on it. Your gear is fine. There's multiple accessories that you can get for your cell phone, the most latest cell phone, the Galaxy, iPhone. It really doesn't matter. Get what you can, and this is in your price range. If you can only afford one at a low price. So if you want slow motion, if you want something that does 20 frames per second, go and get it. Don't get discouraged by not having the right gear you want, or thinking that you're not going to produce the right content because you don't feel satisfied in your gear. Feel satisfied with what your content you make and what gear you have. Get to learn it, and etc. Now that brings me on to my second mistake. Get to fully use your camera. Not fully use. It's okay not to understand how to fully use your camera. Now me, when I started out, I didn't know nothing about photography. I didn't know nothing about DSLR or mirrorless or nothing like that. I was watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos. I was watching a whole bunch of tutorials, blogs, everything to figure out what I need to learn. I didn't know what the aperture was, the shutter speed, all this. For me, when I first seen a camera, I thought you just snap a pic and that's all you needed to do. I didn't know it was a motion rate or a frame rate, focal lengths, and different lenses. I didn't know anything all about that. So that's just something you need to worry about. That's something that you need to take into perspective of. Get to feel comfortable with your camera. Go out and shoot anything. If you're laying around the house and you know you need to go out and shoot, take random photos. Go outside in the backyard or something and just start snapping. Get used to filming your camera. Take it off. Take the lens off. Clean it. Properly clean it. Read the manual if you have to. Just get to learn your camera as best of your ability. Now for number 3. Now I cannot stress this one enough. I hate that I do this. Do not, I swear, do not. If I catch you guys doing this, I'm going to scream. Do not delete in your camera. That is my biggest pet peeve when it comes to photography. Me, when I'm shooting, or I go to a place I'm shooting, if I look on the back of the LCD screen and I feel like this picture's not good enough, I go straight to the picture and hit this button, delete, and I go and delete it. Now, the reason you don't want to do this is because doing this, you don't know how that picture could have came out in post-production. You could have went into Lightroom, you could have went into Photoshop or any other software, editing picture softwares that you could have did and fixed it up. Even if you overexposed it, or you didn't use enough, you didn't use the right white balance, or if there's too much shadows or too much highlights, there's certain stuff in post that you could have did to fix that problem. Now, take into consideration that doing this, you could have missed a banging shot that you could have had if you would have kept it. Now, I do this all the time. I don't understand why I do it. It's just something like, ew, like, why did I just do that? And I just delete. And when I could have just saved it and just went on to into post-production when I got back home or anything and just fixed it all up. Number 4? I think that's 4. Bear with me on this one because I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this one out. But shooting in RAW, when I first started out photography, I didn't know anything about shooting in JPEG or shooting in RAW. I didn't know anything about this. I shot wherever the camera came in. I watched tutorials on how it says you should be shooting in RAW or all this other nonsense. Now it's a scientific standpoint by shooting in RAW. Basically is when you shoot in RAW, it's a lower fine file rate that when you're shooting, it's not as much space as JPEG. So in that case, it's a lot of data, a little bit of data. I can't remember. It's really still confusing to me. Whole bunch of scientific stuff I really don't understand. But basically is when you transfer that file from your camera to a computer in post-production, you have a better understanding of editing it to your liking, meaning is upping the highlights or lowering the highlights, or upping the shadows or lowering the shadows, or other things that you need to do in post-production to make the picture how you want to make it look. It's better to shoot in RAW than in JPEG. In JPEG, you don't get that type of representation of the picture that you can do with RAW. So that's something you want to take into consideration shooting RAW. Now for this one, I don't think I ever made the mistake, because the last mistake is not positioning yourself well when it comes to shooting in photography. Now me, when I go to shoot, or I'm going out to shoot, depending on if it's in the city, because I'm in New York, I live in New York. If it's going into the city or Brooklyn somewhere, most likely what I would do, I would try to position myself by the best of the subject, by the best of my ability to capture my subject, I should say. Now, if this means going behind something or going lower, higher, moving left to right, or even shooting through things, I take that extra step, because I feel like I have this superpower that when it comes to seeing something, I catch my eye. Like, I like when I'm walking or I'm doing something, I can see the picture in my head. I can feel my camera in my hand and me snapping the picture, even if it's not on me. I just have that sense of the ability to know, like, that, oh my gosh, that would really be a good picture right now. I wish I had my camera. That's my type of thing. So when you're shooting, position yourself in the best position that you can possibly be in. If that means shooting through something, if you have a clear bottle, make sure you shoot through it. Or if you if that means shooting through something, or shooting through a window or anything, just position yourself in the best way possible to capture your subject. If it's a agricultural thing, or if you're shooting a model or something, just position yourself in the best position. So guys, that's my 5 photography mistakes that I've made. And if you made it, leave a comment, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back again with another video soon. I got y'all later.